And let's play this real quick.
Good morning, Robin. Yeah, amid growing fears, this region is on the brink of a wider war. 2 missiles striking that US base in Iraq just days after the US targeted Iranian-backed militants. And it comes as we wait for an anticipated Iranian strike on Israel.
This morning, several US personnel injured after a rocket attack in Iraq. Officials say 2 missiles launched at Al-Assad airbase. It follows a US strike near Baghdad last week, which targeted Iranian-backed militants who posed a threat to US and coalition forces, according to US officials. And as tensions in this region intensify, all eyes now on Iran as it vows revenge on Israel, following the assassination of a top Hamas leader in the Iranian capital. President Biden, huddling with his national security team in the Situation Room, briefed on efforts to defend Israel, with US diplomacy working round the clock and urging restraint.
All parties must refrain from escalation. All parties must take steps to ease tensions. Escalation is not in anyone's interests. It will only lead to more conflict, more violence, more insecurity.
In anticipation of an Iranian attack, the Pentagon moving more military assets to the Middle East, including more destroyers and an additional squadron of fighter jets. The US asking Arab allies to rejoin a defensive coalition which downed hundreds of Iranian missiles and drones in April. But US diplomats say they're facing a steeper hurdle this time, as many partners view Israel's actions last week as, quote, unnecessarily provocative.
So very important that there's a quiet set of allies that Israel has that will help knock down any of the incoming cruise missiles, drones, and missiles that are shot ballistically.
And guys, back to that attack on a US base in Iraq. The White House saying in the Situation Room, President Biden and his team discussed steps to defend US forces in this region and respond to any attack in a manner and place of their choosing. George?
It is a tense time. Okay, Tom, thanks.
Yo, what is going on right now? This is crazy. Let's go check this out. So this is the AP here. Let me zoom in. Let's get some better context here. What's going on right now? How are we looking here? We're looking good. The AP, a rocket attack at the Iraqi military base injures U.S. personnel. Officials tell the AP by Lolita C. Baldor. So this was yesterday. I got this yesterday. I wanted to do this segment yesterday, but this is the intel. This is the article that we retrieved yesterday. So let's get into this. Washington, the AP, several U.S. personnel were injured in a suspected rocket attack at a military base in Iraq. U.S. defense officials said Monday in what has been a recent uptick in strikes on American forces by Iranian-backed militias. The attack comes as tensions across the Middle East are spiking following the killings last week of a senior Hezbollah commander in Lebanon and Hamas top political leader in Iran, and in suspected Israeli strikes. Both groups are backed by Iran. So it goes into the U.S. defense officials said troops at Al-Assad Air Force Base were still assessing the injuries and damage, and it appeared that as many as 7 military troops and civilians were injured. Earlier Monday, Iraqi security officials confirmed the attack, but no group has claimed responsibility. The American officials said that the U.S. into reports of a possible second attack at the base, but determined there had been another one. But determined there had not been another one. The officials spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss military operations. The White House said that the president and the vice president were briefed on the attack. Okay, good. Let's see what they have to say about this, though. In recent weeks, or let's see what their response is. Excuse me. In recent weeks, Iranian-backed Iraqi militias have resumed launching attacks on bases housing U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria after a lull of several months following a strike on the base in Jordan in late January that killed 3 American soldiers and prompted a series of retaliatory U.S. attacks. The AP, between October and January, an umbrella group calling itself the Islamic Resistance in Iraq had regularly claimed attacks that it said were in retaliation for Washington's support of Israel in its war against Hamas in Gaza, and were aimed at pushing U.S. troops out of the region. This is the Associated Press's writers Joshua Boak in Washington and Qasim Abdul Zara in Baghdad contributed to this report. Shout out to the AP. We're going to go click on this real quick. These individuals are important. I wanted to report on these, but we'll have to, for now, we'll just have to run it as so. The Lebanese militant group Hezbollah confirmed Wednesday, this was July 31st, killed a top commander after a rare strike in Beirut. The Iran-backed group said earlier that Fuad Shakar was in the building during the attack on Tuesday, and they were searching for him and the rebel to determine his fate. Hezbollah's announcement came after an overnight strike in Tehran that killed Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh. I think that's how you pronounce it, which Hamas and Iran blamed on Israel. Israel said that late Tuesday that it had taken out Shakar, who it said was behind the weekend rocket attack in the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights that killed 12 youths. It's so hard for me to say that. This is unfortunate. The United States also blamed Shakura for staging and planning a bomb. Yeah, we definitely got to watch that. Of Marine Corps barracks in Lebanon. Wow, that's crazy. 1983, that killed 241 American service members. Check this out. I'm going to leave all these links. I'm going to leave all these links in the description here. I want to go back. I met someone that was actually in that specific event in 1983. I met someone a few years ago that was in that event in 1983. Very interesting individual. He was, him and his wife are cool people. I think they live in Texas. Anyway, I wanted to share that, and then we got to look into this because this is the other guy, right? This is the main guy, right? So Hamas, top political leader, is taken out in Iran in strike that risk triggering all-out regional. Whew, it's crazy. So this is the individual here, Ismail Haniyeh, was taken out in Tehran. Okay, Iran's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard. Okay, so they're confirming. These are military folks over there confirming this. Okay, and Hamas blamed Israel for attack. Haniyeh was in Tehran to attend Iran's President Masoud's Pezeshkian's swearing in ceremony on Tuesday. This is by Abby Sewell. This is the AP in Beirut. Hamas top political leader was taken out Wednesday by a pre-dawn airstrike. Wow, that's crazy. In the Iranian capital, Iran and the militant group said blaming Israel for the shock assassin. That risked escalating into an all-out regional war. Iran's supreme leader vowed revenge against Israel. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Israel will exact a very heavy price from any aggression against us on any front, but did not mention the taking out. There are challenging days ahead, he added. Israel had pledged to take out Ismail Haniyeh and other Hamas leaders over the group's October 7th attack on southern Israel that sparked a war in Gaza. And the strike came after Haniyeh had attended the inauguration of Iran's new president in Tehran, and hours after Israel targeted a commander in Iran's ally, Hezbollah, in the Lebanese capital, Beirut. The attempt, or the taken out, was potentially explosive amid the region's volatile intertwined conflicts because of its target, its timing, and decision to carry it out in Tehran. Most dangerous was the potential to push Iran and Israel into direct confrontation, and if Iran retaliates. So that's like, this is what we're like. This is like the headliner here. Most dangerous was the potential to push Iran and Israel into a direct confrontation if Iran retaliates. Okay. So the U.S. and other nations scrambled to prevent a wider, deadlier conflict. I want to keep reading more, but I'm going to leave these links in the description here. I mean, this is crazy, right? This is wild. I mean, like, you're going through here. I mean, after a while, like, I feel like the folks in Iran or Tehran are going to get pissed, right? And it's such a complicated situation. This all is. This is very unfortunate that all these lives are being starved and taken and being put out there onto these front lines to go fight. It's just it's very, very unfortunate times that we are in, folks. Make sure you get informed, understand what's going on around you. There's a lot of interesting stuff going around outside of your doorstep. It's your boy KIWTV. Let me know what you folks think in the comment section below. Hit the like, share, and the subscribe button. We just checked out this segment. This is like the first part of our segment of our live stream here, talking about the interesting events that are happening over there in the Middle East. It's your boy KIWTV. Let's go.